Hey guys, Dr. Allie here with the Goodtimer team, and I want to talk to you about aggression in young kids and how we might be able to build empathy in those same kids as a sort of counter to the aggressive behaviors. First of all, I just want to say that it's never fun for any parent when their kid is being physically aggressive. I think no one will argue me on that. It brings up emotions for me that I don't like to feel, right? I feel worried about them. Sometimes I get angry at them. Sometimes I'm embarrassed if we're in public, that kind of stuff. And so what we want to remember is that while these are totally valid emotions to experience when our kid is having one of these episodes, oftentimes if we get upset, then we are like taking an already high stress situation and building on it. And so any intervention we try is likely to be less effective than if we had the capacity to stay calm. Okay, so a couple of things. First of all, why do our kids hit? Pretty simple. They lack emotion regulation skills, right? Their brains are still developing, their language is still developing. Maybe you're like, oh no, my kid's been talking since 2. Okay, but like, can they effectively express or even know what it is that they need in that moment, right? Like for a lot of them, their body is their tool at young ages, right? So you're not bad, your kid's not bad. The behavior is developmentally appropriate in many cases, and that doesn't make it acceptable or something that we don't want to work on, right? So how do we work on it? Well, one way is in a moment of calm, right? Not right after your kid, smacks their sibling and you're like, all right, it's time to make house rules. No, in a moment of calm, you want to establish rules and expectations for the home and post your house rules somewhere visible so that they can be reviewed on a regular basis. If your kid can't read yet, then use pictures, right? And remember to instruct via like things to do as opposed to things not to do, right? Like be gentle and kind versus don't hit your sister. Okay. Secondly, we want to role play with our kids. So when you're watching TV with them or reading a book with them, you want to say, oh, how do you think that character felt when they missed the bus? What feelings do you think they had? Right? Just sort of introduce them to this idea that they can guess at other people's feelings because they can. And lastly, you want to reinforce any sign of increased empathy or willingness to participate in these exercises with positive reinforcement. This is via your amazingly helpful Goodtimer. This is via verbal praise. This is via physical praise, right? It's incredibly effective to increase the likelihood that that behavior that you like is going to keep on happening. Lastly, take care of yourselves, because if you're not grounded and able to stay at least relatively calm in those moments, then it's really hard for us to be able to be there for our kids in the ways that they need. So care for you too. Good luck.